So come on over to your mat and have a blanket to sit on as always. If you prefer to sit in rock pose, just really anywhere where you can come into a nice straight spine and then just become comfortable in your seat. Drop in a little bit. And as always, yoga at home, you want to make sure that the lights are dimmed and your ringer's off and maybe the door is closed. Perhaps you have some ambient music playing in the background. And just create this little space for yourself to heal and to just be quiet and come back to yourself. One of my quotes that I like from yoga, and I can't right now remember who said it, but yoga helps us to pick the day up and then also to put it down again. And this class really for putting the day down and allowing yourself to come back into your own energy and your own presence. So nice tall spine, drop your eyes closed. And let's start off with just a couple open mouth exhales. You can give your exhale a sound if you'd like. Really slow and deep open mouth exhale. And one more. And crown of the head reaches up. And roll your neck a few times, just going one way. Don't drop too far back, but maybe even stay parallel as you come through center. And the other way. It's getting a little bit of purposeful movement in the body. Then back to center and shrug your shoulders a few times. A little freestyle movement into the neck and shoulders. And maybe even another open mouth exhale. And let's bring our focus to our breath here with alternate nostril breathing. I'm going to set the timer. Left hand can rest on the knee. Maybe you turn the palm up and press first finger and thumb together in Gyan Mudra. The rest of your three fingers long and pressing together. Right hand will come up and you're going to block off the right nostril and deep inhale into the left nostril. Block off the left nostril and exhale right. Inhale right, belly opens. Block off the right and exhale left. And you're just going to repeat this process. Inhale left. Block off the left nostril, exhale right. Inhale right, the inhale nice and slow, filling the belly, filling the lungs. Once you're done inhaling, block off the nostril, exhale right. And close your eyes and just go with your own pace and pay particular attention to how the breath sounds. Alternate nostril breath is a great way to really focus quickly into the breath pattern. And it's okay if you skip a side or two and just do the best you can. Any kind of congestion, just do the best you can. Bringing ourselves back to balance. Halfway there, keep going. Last moment, see if you can slow down even more. And final round, next time you exhale out of your left nostril, both hands come to rest on your lap. And continue that slow, deep, easy breath. And eyes come open. We're going to spend the first couple minutes of class getting really tactile with our body. And I'm going to start off with rolling up and down on the spine. Now, because my spine is the way it is, I always take care and have that extra padding. So I have 4 layers of blanket here that I'm putting down on top of my mat. So if you're on already a very cushy mat, or maybe you're on the living room carpeting, you might not need extra padding, but we're gonna curl up into a ball and roll up and down on the spine. Now, it might look as slow and easy as this for you. That's fine with me. If you're able to, if it would feel nice in your body, I want you to rock and roll up and down a few times, coming all the way up into a seated position and even lifting those hips as you rock back. But again, just do it in a way that feels good in your body. And we're really going for that tactile feeling of the weight rolling on the spine. And take a few more. And then roll on up and over tabletop position. And the spine now is going to serpentine left and right. So soften your elbows, and tailbone goes one way as the neck goes the other. Just trying to feel the spine move this way, hands pressing into the earth, knees and feet pressing into the earth. And maybe even a few open mouth exhales. Back into stillness. Tuck your toes under and lift the hips, but right away we're walking back into a forward fold. So knees as bent as possible, hands maybe even pressing into the earth, and a little shift here back and forth. And again, some open mouth exhales. Listen to the sound of your own breath. And making our way up to stand nice and slowly. First, just hit a half lift, inhale. And stay here, exhale. And soften the knees, slowly come up, reach your arms up overhead. And then hands down to your sides. And taking right hand, just start to brush off from the left ear into the left shoulder. And then down to from the shoulder to the elbow. And from the elbow to the wrist, just brushing down the outside of your arm and even into the hand. And then pat your way back up the inside of the arm. And then a few more times. Down the outside, a few brushes from the ear to the shoulder, from the shoulder to the elbow, and from the elbow to the hand. And then a few slaps up the inside. And second side, from ear to shoulder. Just feeling that from shoulder to elbow, brushing down the arm, and from the elbow to the back of the hand. And then slapping back up the inside of the arm into the shoulder. And then one more time, brush down and further. And all the way to the hand. And a few slaps back up the inside. Shake your arms out. And then right foot's going to step a little bit in front and make little fists with your hands. And you're just gonna pop yourself into the legs and avoiding the knee. Once you get to the knee, just give your knee a little open hand massage, front and back. And then continue those pops down the lower leg. And roll into the ankle. And then make your way back up. Soft fists into the legs. Roll open hands at the knee. And then back on up. Just pop, pop, pop. And let's even roll at the hip a few times. And then second side. Soft fists down that thigh. Legs are separated and gently bent. You want this to be nice and comfortable. Maybe even sit while you do this. Roll at the knee with those open hands. And then pop, pop, pop. Back down the calves and shin. Roll at the ankle. And then make your way back up. Just physically feeling your hands on your legs. Roll at the knee. Back up the thigh. Inside, outside, front and back. And then roll at the hip. And then those soft fists again and start to swing and pop yourself in the hips again. This little twisting motion. And come back to those open mouth exhales. This can feel very relieving into any kind of low back pain you might be having today. Loosen up those hips and take a few more open mouth exhales. And then come to stand nice and tall in Tadasana pose. Feet pressed down, tailbone draws long, shoulders relaxed away from the ears. And let's take a few half salutes here. So as you inhale, reach the arms up and just imagine that you're clearing the air around you. Pull your hands through center as you exhale and fold forward. Like you're clearing the energy down the center of your body, hands to the earth. Inhale, half lift, hands to your shins. Exhale, fold hands to the earth. All the way up, sweep the arms up, clear the air around you, and exhale, hands to your heart, pull that freshness in. And a few more times, inhale, sweep the arms up and around, hands come down through center as you fold forward, knees can soften, hands to the earth. Half lift, fingertips can stay on the earth or hands to the shins. And exhale, fold. All the way up. Reach the arms out, clear the air. And hands to your heart. One more inhale. Listen to your breath. Exhale, slowly fold in. Half lift. And fold hands to the earth. Pause in your forward fold. Take a few breaths. Feel grounded and steady here. And inhale, half lift. And exhale, fold. Hands to the earth. All the way up. Press through your feet. Reach, reach, reach. Hands to your heart. Step your feet out wide. Toes are going to go in the same direction as the knees. So take a little dip there so that you can feel how your wide-legged squat is feeling. And then hands to your hips. Lift up into your toes, power into the legs. And slowly sit down into a squat and right away come back up. Inhale, sink down. Exhale, power back up. Let's bring the arms into it. Inhale, sink down, arms reach up. And exhale, hands to your heart, legs straighten. Inhale, sink down, arms up. And exhale, come back up. Just feel the sense of strong grounding in your legs. Inhale. And exhale. Two more. One more. Power into those legs. And hands to your heart. We're going to move into a warrior two. So left toes come in just a little bit and right toes going now in 12 o'clock position. I'm going to lengthen my stance and make sure that you're not leaning forward, but that the torso is nice and lifted. Hips are square. Reach those arms out. And then flip your palm up and reverse your warrior. Come into a really nice side stretch here. Breathe into the right side of your ribs. Legs are strong. And then straighten into the right leg. Arms out. And then glide forward. Find a little bit of a wide triangle pose. Fingertips to the shin or the block or maybe the earth. Soften into that front knee just a little so you're not overextending. Left arm reaches straight up and then lengthen into your waist. Look down at the ground. Feel steady here in this wide open heart. One more breath. Let that left arm reach you up and back to center. Hands to your heart, toes pointing in the same direction as the knees. Inhale, arms reach up as you sink down into your squat. Exhale, power those legs, hands back to your heart. Inhale, ground the legs, get strong, reach up. Exhale, hands to your heart. 3 more. You can make this as deep of a squat as you'd like. 2 more. Enough to get the heart pumping, not enough to work up a sweat. Last one. Warrior legs on the other side. So right toes are going to turn in a little, left toes are going to go out now, straight from the hip. And then check in with your torso. Left knee bends. I'm going to lengthen my stance a little so that I can really tell that that right knee, left knee is over the left ankle. Arms reach out and then flip that left palm up. Reverse your warrior, looking up, and breathe deeply into the left side rib cage. Strong legs, lifted heart. Feel this sense of steadiness as you reach up. One more breath. Straighten into the left leg. Arms back out. You might shorten your stance at this point. Otherwise, glide forward and left fingertips to the earth, to the shin, to a block. Right arm up. Lengthen through your waist and look down. When we look down, our body automatically feels a little bit steadier. That's why often when we're walking through unfamiliar terrain, like we're hiking or navigating a city street with lots of curbs, we often look down to create that sense of steadiness. So here we are, creating it on purpose. One more breath. Right arm feels as though it's lifting you up and back to center. Toes spin forward, hands to your heart. And one more round of our wide-legged goddess squats. Hands at your heart. As you inhale, sit down, arms reach. Exhale, power up. 4 more. Last 2. And back to center. Keep your wide legs, hands to your hips, or if it's there for you, interlace your fingers behind your back. Keep your arms reaching away from the sacrum and from the hips. Slowly fold forward and take a few breaths. You can also just dangle your hands down to the earth, or maybe reach between your legs and help yourself into a deeper forward fold. 3 more breaths. Release the hands, come into your half lift. Stay here as you exhale. Soften your knees, slowly come back up, reach. Hands come together, feet come together, and stand nice and tall. One of my favorite ways to bring the focus right back to myself instead of everywhere else is to stand on one leg. So we're going to come into a tree pose, a held tree pose. If you're feeling a little off balance today, you can definitely grab a wall or grab a mat. Grab a chair or a wall. I'm going to step off of my mat just because I like that solidness of the sturdy floor beneath me. So just find your steadiness here. Hands at your hips. Shift the weight into the right foot, and left foot is going to turn out, and make sure you don't jut out into that hip, but that right leg is nice and strong. And you can kickstand, heel to the ankle. You can slide the foot up under the knee, or you can reach down and press that foot into the thigh, a feeling that you're pressing and making that deep contact. Hands can stay on your hips or reach them up, eyes still. And just breathe. Notice what happens when you're standing on one foot. And release. Second side, left foot becomes the tree trunk. Right foot turns out, kickstand under the knee or over the knee. Find your tree position. And then once you have your legs, find your arms either at your hips, at your heart, or reaching up. And slowly release. We're going to come into tree pose, each side one more time. This time we're going to move our branches, so to speak. So first side again, right foot becomes your base, left foot turns out. You can find your position. And then once you're there with your legs, arms will reach up. And as though you are a tree swaying in the wind, just throw yourself off balance here in a nice controlled manner and see if you can stay steady. And I definitely recommend a sense of humor and a smile on your face with this one. The less you struggle with your balance, the better you'll get with it. It really is one of those things that unless you make it a habit of standing on one leg, your brain might not understand what you want to begin with. So one more breath here, sway in the wind. Release down. Second side, find your tree position with your legs, and then reach your arms up and sway. And if you fall out, like I said, just smile and try again. One more breath. And back to center. And come on down, and we're gonna let's grab our blanket for a moment. And we're gonna lay down onto our belly. So Nice roll with the blanket. So this is nice for your low back. It's also nice for digestion, where you're going to snug the roll of your blanket up into the bottom of your hips and the bottom of your belly. And then as you lay down, there shouldn't be too much pressure. You can either bring your hands forward and rest your forehead on your arms, or maybe if it's okay for your back, you're going to bring one cheek to the earth and move your arms back behind you. We'll take we'll take a few rounds here. If you've turned one cheek to the earth, I'll tell you when it's time to change. And come back to that tactile awareness. Where is your body pressing into the earth? Where can you feel the pressure of the blanket in your hips and your lower belly? How are you breathing? And then if you have one cheek to the earth, gently lift up and turn the other way. And as you're ready, press back into child's pose. You can use your blanket under your wrists or forehead if you'd like, adding a little bit of comfort. And in the cave that is child's pose, come back to the sound of your breath. And back up to tabletop position. And set yourself up for a nice long tabletop position. So tailbone to the crown of the head, reaching away from each other. Hands pressing firmly in, a little grip to all 10 fingers. And shift the weight into the right knee, and left foot is going to reach back for half balancing table. And if you'd like, right arm can reach forward for full balancing table. So it's left foot and right arm reaching away from each other. Eyes open or closed. Slow breath. Notice everything that your body is doing to hold you still and safe here. Even notice if you're shaking or wobbling a little, and see if you can engage into the muscles in the back of your body. And release down. Right leg presses back, half balancing table, foot flexed or pointed, your choice. Eyes open and looking down, or if you're steady, feel free to close the eyes. Adds a little level of difficulty. And if you'd like, left arm reaches away from that extended right leg. And release back, tabletop. And then come on up and over. Coming back to how we started, hug your knees into your chest. Then feet move to the ground, knees stay bent, arms out in a T shape. Walk your feet out as wide as the mat. And then a little extra cue here tonight, lift up into the hips and place them over an inch to the left. And then drop your knees to the right. You should feel a bit more of a twist here in your lower back, hips, and maybe even into your belly. And then turn and look over the left shoulder. Slow, deep belly breaths here in this twist. Back to summer, back to center. Oh, my mind must have went off into the warmth. And then hips will lift a little, shift them over to the right, and knees fall to the left. Face goes to the right. And breathe into your belly. Really try to expand on the inhale. Relax in the twist on the exhale. And back to center. Hips back to neutral. And then hug your knees in and either stay here in grounding pose, or if it's okay, you're going to reach up for happy baby. You can hold on to either the outside edges of your feet, maybe your big toes, or maybe into your ankles or calves. Just feeling that you're drawing the knees down toward the sides of your ribs, tailbone nice and long, and a few slow breaths. And release. Moving into Shavasana, you can cover up with a blanket, cover up your eyes if you'd like. Come into a nice wide open Shavasana, palms facing upward, arms away from your sides, toes rolling outward, and feet can be as wide as the mat. So this almost star-shaped feel to the body here. It's becoming very open and wide in your energy and in your presence. And allow yourself to feel completely grounded in the back of your body, your exhales anchoring you into this state of rest. Bring your awareness back to the rhythm and the sound of your breath. Just really enjoying this reset into your energy, creating this calming, focused mind and body here. Relax your tension and soften continually into the mat. Take a few breaths. And start to deepen your breath. Wiggle your fingers and toes and take a few open mouth exhales. Stretch. And taking your time as you're ready. Roll on over to one side and then up into a seated position. Hands coming to your heart in a gesture of gratitude. Gratitude for yourself for taking the time to reset into your energy, to feel grounded and peaceful and calm. And we'll end this class with the sound of 3 ohms. Feel free to join me. Inhale. Om. 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 Thank you for taking the time to take care of yourselves today. Namaste.